Hey y'all, my name's Jennifer with True to You Yoga, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today's flow is going to be working with your complete breath, those inhales and exhales throughout your entire torso. So to get started, let's lay down on our backs. If you have a block for this, that's great. You could use a pillow or you could just use your hands on your stomach. Once you're on your back, you're going to bend your knees. Your feet are out near the edges of your mat and your knees are just going to fall together, knock knee. Take your shoulder blades, glide them down your back. You are looking straight up towards the ceiling. So I could put an apple underneath of your chin. And then if you want to use a block, a pillow, or your hands work just as well, like I mentioned, go ahead and place that on your abdomen. Breathe in through your nose and feel your block rise as you fill your belly up with air and then up into your chest and your lung area. And then as you exhale, exhale out your lung area and then throughout your belly. So you're going to see your block rise and fall, or feel it, I guess I should say, since you're looking up towards the ceiling. Inhale, fill in that belly into your chest, and then exhale out of your chest area and then your belly. Do that a few more times in your own. Just play with it a little bit so you can start to find your rhythm. Just remember, into your belly, filling it all up like it's a balloon you're trying to expand with air, and then you're expanding your lungs with air. Then you're releasing the air out of your lungs, and then you're deflating the balloon in your belly. It's almost like you have an imaginary box around you and you're wanting to increase your belly to touch all four corners, all the sides, and then your lung and chest area, same thing. And now we want to shrink away from that box. Go ahead and blink your eyes open if they're closed, and let's move our block, pillow, or hands off to the side. Roll over onto your side, push yourself up, spin your legs around, and we're going to into child's pose. I suggest having your knees a little wider and your toes together. If you need a cushion, a pillow, or something underneath your bottom because your bottom doesn't sink all the way down to your heels, that's fine. Bring your chest down towards the floor. Your head would go on the floor if you can. If you have issues, you can place a block or a pillow underneath of your chest or underneath of your head. And then place your hands in front of you. Your elbows are bent, and then your index finger and your thumb are together, so you've got some diamonds going on. Relax your belly in between your legs, and then think about that breath again. Inhale and feel your belly expand between your thighs. And then exhale and feel it contract away from them. Your breath is like an ocean wave, coming in and out of the shore. In your next inhale, push your bottom up. So you are in tabletop. Go ahead and get into position there. You will want to move your block if you have one. Your hands will be underneath of your shoulders. your knees underneath of your hips. If you need a blanket underneath of your knees or underneath of your wrists to take some of the pressure off, feel free to go ahead and grab those. Engage your abs. Think of having your belly button and you're trying to get it up towards your spine. Your spine is long and you are looking down at your mat. Tuck your toes, and then on your inhale, start more this time thinking of it into your chest as you bring your chest down towards the floor and then up so it's shining between your arms. And then take the breath into your lower belly, as you're bringing an arch into your back. Your tailbone's going to flip up towards the ceiling a little bit. Make sure you keep those abs engaged and not just collapsing down into your lower back. And then with your exhale, think of pushing first out of your abdomen as you are starting to flip your toes so then your feet are flat on the floor, the tops of your feet. And exhaling as you're rounding up first out of your stomach, so then your tailbone's dropping down. You've got that rounding of your lower back, and then you start to exhale out throughout your chest as you drop your head towards the floor. Inhale, let's try that again, just nice and slow. Inhale into your chest and lung area as you're bringing your chest forward, and that first bit of your arch is in your upper back, and then into your lower back as your breath goes into your belly. Flipping that tailbone again up towards the ceiling, long neck, and then as you exhale, first take your tailbone towards the floor, exhale out through your abs in your belly area as you start to lift your lower back towards the ceiling, and then exhale out through your lungs and chest area as you bring your upper back towards the ceiling, pushing against the floor so then your shoulder blades are separating and the top of your head is going to drop towards the floor. Try that again on your own with your inhale into your chest and then into your belly as you come into your cow pose, and then exhale from your belly into your chest, into your cat pose. Again, think of that breath as an ocean wave that's just slowly starting to come in towards the shore as you go into your cow, and then as you exhale throughout into your cat. It's like the waves are going back out towards the sea. A couple more times on your own. Just nice and slow so you can find that breath. Come back into tabletop. Tuck your toes. And if you need to walk your hands forward just a little bit, push your bottom up towards the back wall for a down dog. If this is too much for you, you can bend your knees so your knees are on the floor and you're more in a modified kind of child's pose where you will have your entire torso lifted up and your weight is still shifted back though into your legs and you're pushing into the floor with your hands. If you need to alternate between the two of them, feel free. Your fingers are all pressing down into the mat. Your index finger and your thumbs are kind of at an angle, and your index fingers are pointing towards the top of your mat. Your elbows are rotating, so then your eye of your elbow is more towards the front of your mat. Your head is between your arms as much as possible, lengthening throughout your spine. Your belly is lifting up towards your spine. Again, you want that belly button like it's going to touch your back. Your tailbone flips just a little bit to help with the length. Your knees can be bent, again, as much as you need them to be, even down to the floor.
and your heels are kind of yearning towards the mat, but it's definitely okay if they don't touch. Just root down through your toes. Think of your breath here again with an inhale, filling up your belly, filling up your chest, and then exhale throughout your belly and your chest. A couple breaths here. Keep rotating those shoulders, your shoulder sockets as well, so then you're protecting your shoulder joints. Your next inhale, start to just tiptoe up towards the top of your mat until you're in your forward fold. Let's just hang here for a minute in a ragdoll. If you'd like to take your right hand to your left elbow and your left hand to your right elbow, feel free. You can kind of swing back and forth a little. Stretch out your hamstrings. And you can bend your knees some, and that's going to bring a little bit of stretch to your lower back. All your toes are pointing forwards. Just relax. Let your head hang down towards the floor. On your next inhale, we're going to half lift. So you can bring your hands up to your shins, or you can even put them on your thighs. If you have blocks, you can use blocks. And we're going to do like a little lengthen of our spine, kind of a mini cow pose. So we're lifting up a little bit of an arch in your upper back, flipping your tailbone a tiny bit. Exhale, glide back down to a forward fold. Inhale, we're going to root to rise, standing up, arms up to your sides, meeting overhead, and then exhale, hands down to heart center in your prayer position. Inhale, filling up that belly in your chest, hands up overhead. Exhale from your belly into your chest as you forward fold, hands down towards your mat, your shins, wherever's comfortable. Inhale, going into your half lift, that little bit of a cow position. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Head is lengthening forward, your crown of your head, but you're still pretty much looking down at the floor. Exhale, glide your hands down to forward fold. Place your hands on the mat, bend your knees as much as you need to. And we're going to tiptoe back out to our down dog. Again, take your down dog in whatever position it needs to be. You can go ahead and bend your knees all the way down into the floor if you need to. Continuing, though, just like in your regular down dog, pressing down into the mat with your fingers, your thumb, your index, and your pinky especially, rotating those shoulders so then your elbows are pointing up towards your eye of the elbows, pointing up towards the ceiling, and your head is still kind of in between your arms, rooting down with your big toes, and energetically thinking of lifting up your knees off the floor even though they are not. Engage your abs, bringing that belly button up towards your spine. Whichever one you want, if you want this version of down dog or if you want a full down dog. Filling that belly up with air. Exhale all that breath out into your lungs. Think of it as that wave again. Whichever down dog position you're in, let's come to table. Let's do another cat-cow here. So inhale throughout your chest and into your belly as you arch your back some, pushing away from the floor, and then exhale from your belly into your chest, dropping your tailbone and your head towards the floor. Inhale back into your cow position, and this time we're going to do some barrel rolls. So you will exhale out of your left side of your body, then think of exhaling out of your right side of your body as you circle up. So you are now in your cat position. Inhale into your right side, your left side, as your body comes down into your cow pose. think of your torso as a jump rope. So again, we're going our left side body, our right side body as we exhale, and then inhale your right side body, your left side body to cow. And circle it again. Think of that breath carrying you through. And then let's switch directions. So you're exhaling out your right side body, your left side body as you come up into your cat. And then inhale in your left and your right as you go into your cow. Do that a couple more times on your own. Find your tabletop again. Bring your knees apart as much as you would like and your toes together and sink back into your child's pose. Again, use your props as you need to underneath your bottom, your torso, your head. And your arms are relaxed, so your elbows are bent, so they're in a diamond. And then your index finger and your thumb are together, so they're in a triangle-ish diamond. Continue with those deep inhales and exhales for your complete breath, feeling your belly rise and fall on your thighs or in between them. Couple more breaths here. Walk your belly back up to a seated position. If you have any props, put them off to the side. Swing your legs around. And we're going to roll back to the position we started in. Tuck your shoulder blades down your spine. Your knees are bent. Your feet are on the outside edge of your mat. Your knees are not together. And your hands can be in your belly this time. If you'd like to use a prop on top of your belly so you can feel it rise and fall again, you can. Sink your torso into the floor, relaxing. Do a couple inhales and exhales with your complete breath here, feeling your belly rise up, your chest, and then exhale, chest and belly. Whenever you exhale out of your belly, give a little extra squeeze, and that's going to get out all that old stale air as well. One more like this. Again, if you need to, think of it as an ocean wave. Coming in and out to shore. You can bring your breathing back to your normal cadence. Let your face muscles relax. We carry a lot of tension in our face and in our jaw. So if you kind of like part your lips a little, and just let your jaw drop back, it'll help with some of that tension. Keeping the space between your chin and your chest. Sinking into the floor. We're going to be here a little bit, so just relax. If you have thoughts popping up, just push them to the side. We can deal with all that later.
Start to let go of your fingers, your toes. Bring your knees in towards your chest and give them a squeeze. You can roll out your feet some, your ankles, your wrists. Whatever feels good. Roll over onto your side. Prop your head on your arm, your bottom arm. Your right top arm is in front of you, helping to support you. Thank yourself for showing up, for working with your complete breath. Next inhale, push yourself up to seated. In your easy seat, crisscross applesauce. Place your hands on your knees, either palms down or palms up. Let's do another complete inhale and exhale into your belly, your chest, and then exhale your chest and your belly. Sitting up nice and tall out of your pelvic area. Nice long spine, crown of your head's up towards the ceiling. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. If your eyes are closed, you can go ahead and slowly start to blink them open. Thank you all so much for joining me for today's practice on working with your complete breath. If you all have any questions, please let me know. I'd love for you to like or subscribe. Thank you all again so much. It's my pleasure to spend this time with you. May you always stay true in your intentions, true to your heart's desire, and speak loving truth to those around you. Love ya.